Hi, I'm Lee Iridium. Hope everyone's doing all right today. It's album review time, and we got the band RF Force. Brazilian band, metal band. Their album's coming out 29th of April on Black Lion Records. It's a self-titled debut album. So man, I've reacted to a few of these guys' songs. Absolutely love this band. They've blown me away with every single they've released so far. They're a real stripped down, highly influenced by the early 80s, I would say. Maybe the new wave of British heavy metal scene. You know, great bands like Iron Maiden, Priest, Saxon, things like that. I think that's where their roots come from. But obviously their sound's updated, and they sort of got that, taken that influence and given them a modern production. And I love this band. Everything I've heard is absolutely brilliant, including this album. You guys on this channel have given some great feedback to their singles that I've reacted to. And I think you sort of got the gist that you would not be disappointed with this album, and you'll be correct on thinking that. So, this album was produced actually by the guitarist Daniel Lasbeck. It sounds great. It's got that modern production, but it's stripped back at the same time. It's, you know, the guitars are just sound a bit live, like they've got a bit of a live feel to them. You can hear every note being picked, every riff being, you know, strung out, every chug. It sounds fucking great. I love the sound of this album. It almost gives you nostalgic feels along with the music itself. It's a brilliant production. So, what you get with these songs as well, you get twin lead guitars swapping in and out, you know, some brilliant guitar playing, just the way you like it. Classic metal, galloping metal riffs, soaring vocals, real mid-80s stuff. I mean, if I want to pick out bands, I mean, I mentioned a few bands already, apart from Maiden, Judas Priest and maybe Saxon. Some Metal Church, I would say, some Queensryche, Dio. You know, we're talking the fucking best of the best here. So let me run you through the guys in the band. You've got Daniel Lasbeck. I've already spoken about him on the guitar. Another guitarist is Rodrigo Flaucino. These two guys are just quality metal riff merchants. They really are. The guitars are all over this album. This is a real guitar, drum, bass, vocal album. Brilliant. Speaking about the drums and the bass, you've got Lucas Emidio on the drums and Ricardo Flaucino on the bass. If you're going to be in a metal band and you're going to, you know, take your influence from the best of the best classic metal, you've got to, you know, you've got to deliver. And these guys on the drum and bass just deliver perfectly. It's pumping, it's pounding. It's absolutely superb from the rhythm section. And last but not least, you've got a guy called Marcelo Sarakino on the vocals. He's got a brilliant vocal. He just soars and soars, and he's got his own style as well. He takes little influences, I would say, you know, likes of Dio, Dickinson, but he's nowhere near a carbon copy, which you would find in a lot of bands now, just trying to emulate. He's got his own vocal, but he's got the power, you know, of Dio and the soaring vocals of Bruce Dickinson. So, an absolutely brilliant album, guys, and I do run through my favourite tracks, and there's quite a few of them, let me tell you that. So track one, you got Fallen Angel. This was a single. Beware of my sinners, have their destiny. They won't return. You get a Dokken-esque riff running through this, frenetic riffing throughout, a great chorus that is just pure mid-80s metal. There's soloing. What I like about this band, there's soloing throughout a lot of their songs, not just waiting for the solo. So it's not just riffing and chugging. You get solos, you know, all over the place. So throughout the verses in this song, for instance, there's solos just dotted about. It's brilliant. I love that. It just makes for a real interesting listen. And of course, there's a brilliant solo as well. Just, you know, the proper solo over a sort of galloping rhythm section. I love this song, a brilliant start to the album. Next up, you get an excellent song called Old School Metal. See what I mean? Even the title suggests that they're proud of what they're trying to achieve. A riff that feels like it was sort of mid-80s Scorpions album. You know, Love at First Sting. It sounds like something like that off that. It kicks this off into a great metal track. Great sort of chugging riffs in the verses. An excellent gang vocal chorus that just blurts out the lyric, proud to be old school metal. There you go, that proves it. So excellent stuff. The two guitars swap around on the solo with some absolutely brilliant technical playing. The next song I want to talk about is the latest single called Flying Dogs.
Flying dogs have no compassion. Flying dogs.
Now, this band get a little thrashy here. Remind me a little bit of Metal Church on this song, without a doubt. It's heavy, it's pounding, but it's always melodic. Drummer really lets loose with some great double kick drum work. The bass rumbling in the bottom end is just fantastic on this song. The vocalist really soars Dickinson style in the bridge to the solo, and it's another fantastic melodic technical solo. The next song I want to talk about is The Beast and the Hunter. This was another single, classic metal riff again, galloping riffs in the verses. I love that slow chugging part in the bridge to the chorus, and then topped off by an excellent metal chorus as well. The next track I want to talk about is Creeps of the World. The band hit their sort of faster stride again with some excellent frenetic guitar playing and those brilliant soaring vocals. Got Painkiller vibes as well, I'd say, in this song, but with some real aggressive Metal Church type vocals. Great song. The next song I want to talk about is In the Heart and Mind, an excellent medium paced metal track that has galloping riffs coming in and out. There's some excellent minor key riffing that brings that classic mid-80s feel to the fore. A really epic track. The next track I want to talk about is Fighter. This is a slow to medium pace song, the perfect pace for a metal track for me. Bass rumbles under some brilliant busy metal riffs. The Queensryche feels are strong here, I would say, with soaring vocals over a slow to medium paced heavy track. But it's so melodic, an outstanding track, one of my favourites. Will You Remember is the next track I want to talk about. It's such a cool, heavy rock riff coming out through this one before leading into an acoustic guitar verses, and you just don't know where the song's going at all. It's slow to medium paced again, this one. This is so fucking good, this track. It's just perfect for me. There's light and shade throughout, so heavy and lighter moments. It's so epic. It's almost like they've picked everything that I love about metal and put it into one track. This is probably one of my favourite tracks, although I love them all. Will You Remember is just fantastic. On Life and Death is the next track. The band get their Dio vibes on with an excellent doomy track here. They're so good at letting you know their influences, but giving you their sort of outstanding version of them at the same time. It's doomy, heavy in your face metal, but as always, so melodic. And the last track I want to talk about, and I have actually spoken about every track. I say I want to talk about my favourite tracks. Every track has been covered here. So the last track on the album, the last track I want to talk about is MOAB. An excellent closing track that combines classic metal with some progressive elements, almost reminding me of the great Crimson Glory, I would say, on this one. This could almost be an instrumental track, without a doubt. It's sort of so technical, but I'm glad it's not, because you get those brilliant soaring and aggressive vocals through this one as well. The most experimental song on the album, and also one of the best. An excellent closing track, MOAB. An excellent album altogether. I know that you guys, like I said, have been loving the singles. There's so much more to find on this album. Not one weak track. A really great album, guys. Highly recommend this. RF Force, April the 29th. It's the self-titled debut album. Man, it don't sound like a fucking debut album. It sounds like these guys have just refined their skills. They're a brilliant 80s metal inspired band. You're going to love them. RF Force. Check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.